Today I want to talk about fear versus love. We're kind of winding down the Christmas season. We still got the crutch out. We're putting it away soon. And we celebrate the baptism of my Lord this coming Sunday. And then we'll start through the life of Jesus' ministry, from early on, and we're going to go through Mark's gospel. But today we're kind of in between those two. And so we hear the passage about Jesus after he feeds the 5,000, sends the crowd away, sends a disciple out in a boat, and later he goes for a walk, over the water and calms the storm. We all know about that story about Jesus walking on the water. Now for us, I think we need to be careful that we don't get caught up in everything the media is teaching us or telling us, and to make that connection in prayer ourselves. And it's good to have community prayer, but we even notice Jesus praying by himself. And so we need to take note of that, the importance of that. Now, I think to be engaged in what's going on in the world is important, and we need to read things and try to find the truth out there. And sometimes reading, I have a book that's Walking on Water for Dummies. I'm trying to do the walking on the water thing. Anyway, today's reading that is connected to today in our passage here is out of the first letter of John. God is love, and those who abide in love abide in God, and God abides in them. Again, the prayer thing. There is no fear in love, but perfect love casts out fear. For fear has to do with punishment. And whoever fears has not reached perfection in love. How do we fit into this today? Well, again, I think it really points out the importance of prayer. And even as Jesus reaches the disciples who were afraid when they seen him walking on the water, he says, do not fear. Well, actually, he says, take heart, it is I, do not be afraid. So I think for us it's essential, again, to be involved, but we need to always take it back to prayer so that we're getting the true wisdom of Christ, of God himself. And then we also got to recognize, what's our incentive as we're active in the world? Is it fear that's driving us, or is it love? And there's a big difference of how we approach things, if it's out of love or out of fear. And really, you can't have faith and fear at the same time. They're opposites. And same with love and fear. And Mother Teresa, we've heard a quote from her lots of times where she says, do little things with great fear. No, she didn't say that, did she? No. She says, do little things with great love. Again, the essential part of that. And I'll come back to the media thing here again with the whole COVID thing that's out there. Last year, we've got the tallies of the year end. This is factual. COVID, 1.8 million people died of COVID. It's a big thing. It's real. I get it. But smoking, 5 million people died of smoking. 1.3 in car accidents or auto accidents. 1 million people died in suicide. Maybe we need to compare some of these things. 2.5 alcohol related. 8 million of cancer. And to top it off, 42.7 million died in abortion. If we put it all in perspective, we need to be careful we don't focus too much on one thing. And again, the fear of the media tends to engage us in that fear. And so just ask that we put it all in perspective. Yes, it's something we need to monitor and be careful. But, we need to be thinking of other aspects of it also, and the issues that arise from our response, you might say. So, between the media, we need to come back to prayer and to recognize where God is calling us, how we can engage in God's love, as John says, if we abide in God's love, and God abides in us also. So continue to take it to prayer, seek that wisdom, and to respond out of love.